Mental cultivation. In meditation, we look to develop our minds, cultivate the good, reducing the bad, developing our minds and our lives for the better. Like rural cultivation in farming, it takes work, effort, but a gentle, slow process of development is required. There's no forcing the growth, but one can assist with nutriment and care. This way, we assist the development of wholesome mental activity and reduce unwholesome mental activity. And the first step in meditation is preparing the groundwork, the initial cultivation of the soil to create a foundation, a good foundation for our practice, to establish it on a firm footing where it will last. We're looking at building a lifestyle, not a short-term fix to our problems. So when we first sit, we practice contemplating our body and bringing our awareness, our attention to bodily feelings, which helps focus our mind, bring our mind into the present moment, here and now. Then, when we have adopted a suitable, a comfortable posture for our meditation, we may select among many a meditation object, something to draw our attention to focus on. Most commonly this would be the breath. Just a simple action of breathing in and breathing out. Because this is always with us, and in meditation it is one of the more obvious aspects of our physical being to focus our attention upon. And this practice is that initial cultivation, like the furrows you saw being created in the soil, ready for planting. Planting the seeds of understanding, the seeds of Dharma, the Brahma-viharas. Now, the Brahma-viharas, or in English, the heavenly abodes, are often referred to in the practice and often used individually. And this is correct, it is useful, and it is part of the practice to understand. These are metta, or loving kindness, karuna, or compassion, mudita, or empathetic joy, that is, joy for others' successes, and upekkha, which is equanimity, a state of mind which is unreactive, not uncaring, but unreactive. So you think mindfully, thoughtfully about your actions, whether to go towards something, go away from something, to assist or to not assist. This is equanimity, and brings about enormous peace, calm, which after all is why most people come to meditation in the first instance. And having established this focus of our mind, not so much concentration, which implies forced effort, but a focus from, let's say, a panoramic view to a single point. If your meditation object is the breath, then this is your single point of focusing your attention. And we sustain this for some time, without moving, without thinking, or at least understanding our thoughts as they arise, as they pass away, and our physical feelings as they arise, as they pass away. And with this practice, we slowly develop the clear seeing, the clear vision that is required to investigate internally, inside, what is happening, rather than being distracted by what is going on outside and being witnessed by ourselves through seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and of course our thoughts constantly arising and passing away, one thought leading to another. With this practice of focusing our attention, we can slowly develop the ability to be less distracted from these external phenomena and bring our awareness, our attention to internal phenomena. And here is where we find these Brahma-viharas. I've spoken previously on spaciousness, spaciousness within us, spaciousness around us. If we look at the spaciousness within us, we are very fortunate in that we have an infinite amount of universal space within ourselves, whereby we can abide, if only we can see clearly where that space is and how to access it. And one very good way is through these Brahma-viharas. Metta, loving kindness; karuna, compassion; mudita, empathetic joy; and equanimity, or upekkha. How do we do this? When we have feelings of ill will, for instance, which are coming from what we're hearing or seeing, or what we're thinking, not so dramatic necessarily as hatred or anger, but simply not wanting what is happening, not wanting some discomfort, not wanting some sound. If we look at this and understand that this sound is occurring, or what we're hearing, what is being said, what we are feeling is just what we are feeling, and neither of these things, not any of these things, are personal. They are just occurring. They are not ours, and they will occur anyway. So we can have loving kindness for ourselves in understanding the nature of that suffering as it is happening here and now. It can become your meditation object just as clearly as the breath. A pain in the foot, a pain in the neck. You can focus on this, you can understand this. It's there, it's here. And when you realize the impermanence, the very temporary nature of this feeling, physical feeling, you are bringing your awareness to anicca, impermanence, the impermanence of all conditioned things, from our own emotions and bodily feelings to the entire universe. Nothing is permanent. Everything is impermanent. This is a great insight into the faculties of existence. So that very pain, that very distraction from your meditation has brought you towards an understanding, an insight. Once again, you're looking inside, not outside. So we can develop loving kindness by starting with ourselves. Karuna, compassion, for ourselves, yes, but generally compassion for others. Have an understanding for others. For example, you're trying to meditate and someone is making a noise that is a disturbance, you think, to your meditation. But is it? It is just hearing. It is just sound. Know it as just hearing. Know it is just sound. And find the gaps between the hearing, between the sound, where there is silence. So suddenly this noise, this distraction, this person may be creating, is giving you an object for meditation, a useful meditation object to cultivate your mind. And also compassion, because this individual or this whatever is making the noise you felt was distracting you from your meditation is not meaning this personally. They may be enjoying what they're doing or working at something they need to do. So we can have compassion, karuna for them, and if they're enjoying it, if they're singing and dancing to their tunes, or something like this, mudita, empathetic joy. And with that, you have already developed equanimity, upekkha, by not reacting, not saying, hey, shut up, I'm trying to meditate. No, you're naturally feeling compassion. They are just listening to their music because they find that that alleviates them. It distracts them from their suffering. It helps them get through their work. Or they're working really hard and this does involve making some noise. And this way you're developing compassion for them and you're developing mudita, empathetic joy, when you can understand they're only enjoying themselves. They haven't learned to meditate and enjoy themselves like you, but they're enjoying themselves in their own way with their distraction. So rather than, hey, shut up, you are, okay, I carry on meditating and I find the silence between the sounds and the peace and calm there within the noise. This is cultivation. This is developing the wholesome aspects of your mind, wholesome thoughts, and it is reducing the unwholesome aspects of your mind, unwholesome thoughts. I've not talked in detail here about the Brahma-viharas individually of metta, karuna, mudita, upekkha, because there are many talks on the internet, on YouTube, and many books and things you can read about these subjects individually. I'm talking about meditation and the practice, the using of these qualities. Because these four Brahma-viharas, metta, karuna, mudita, upekkha, are not to be done. They are qualities to be developed. And it is this practice of meditation, beginning with that early work of cultivating the mind to focus internally rather than be distracted externally, This initial work, this cultivation, is what helps these Brahma-viharas, these qualities, grow and develop into, rather than short-lived rice plants, let's say, to more long-living plants. I don't know whether I'm showing you that well. Trees that, as you can see in the wind around blowing from the sea, the ocean, are moving gently, but they're not bowing and breaking. They're withstanding the vicissitudes of worldly life, strong and steadfast. Why? Because they've established themselves with firm foundations, with strong roots, and they've grown over time. And this is how we develop our 4 Brahma-viharas. I wish you very much joy and happiness in your practice of meditation, with much metta to you, karuna, mudita. May you have equanimity, upekkha. Enjoy your practice. Namo Buddhaya.